Hey, you guys. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. We're going to be talking about former MTV stars Jenelle Evans and her soon to be ex husband, David Easton. As we all know, Jenelle pressed charges on David Easton back in October after he went to their property to try to gather some of his belongings. He contacted the police, he had a police escort. However, she was still able to press charges on him. And at a hearing that they had a couple of months back, um, they pushed it back, but he was ordered to wear an ankle monitor. Well, they had court again, I think it was today, and we're going to go over what happened because the judge dismissed it, which Janelle is mad. She's on social media. She was like, we didn't even see the judge. We didn't even go in front of the judge. Like, okay, so maybe you didn't stand in front of the judge and the judge tell you, okay, I'm dismissing it, but it was dismissed and the judge has to sign off on that. It could have been that the DA decided to dismiss the charges, but the judge ultimately has to sign it. So let's get into it, you guys. Thank you, Elle. Congrats on 98.6. Let's get Elle to 100. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so Jenelle Evans' case against her ex, David Easton, for a restraining order violation has been dismissed. A judge rules in David's favor from his October visit to the land. We can actually watch that really quickly just to kind of remind you guys about what went down. Because David was pretty much like, it kind of wasn't his fault. He contacted the police and was like, "Can I go get my things?" And they were like, "Sure, let us go with you." You know. Oh, thank you, Christina. So that's one of David's friends. David, his girlfriend Kinley, and a couple of their friends all went out to the house to get some of his things. Fell in, mommy. Hey, hey. So he has court next month for the case with Jace, and I am definitely going to be covering that as soon as whatever goes down with that. I'm going to be here to let you guys know. Oh my goodness, Ruth, I'm so sorry to hear that. Honestly, I can hear.
Yeah.
This, well, I was going to say this could, like, in my opinion, at first, I was going to say I could understand her maybe getting him for like destruction of property, but they're still married, so the cameras could, he could argue that's community property, that those cameras we both own. Because at first I was going to be like, oh, she could have got him for destroying the cameras, but technically I don't think she could have. So hey, hey, hey. No crowd walk on there, right? So here they are on the property. They pull dirt bikes out. Okay, now here's the more interesting part, in my opinion. Heather E says, wait, who would have thought Ryan and Janelle going through a divorce at the same time? I know, right? Yes, Janelle kind of lied to the police. So while Janelle did get a bed and board, she had already dropped it. She had already dropped it by this point. So it was no longer valid, which was it also helped David's case. If the bed and board was still in effect, then technically he wasn't supposed to be there, but it was no longer in effect and he went to the police. So I said from day one I really did not see how this was going to stand up in court because he literally had an officer escort him.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Is there anybody home?
No, why?
Okay, I was just making sure nobody was home.
Oh, okay, can I ask why you're there?
Yes, ma'am. There's a gentleman here getting some of his belongings, and I'm just standing by with him.
Wait, what are you talking about? Who?
I think his name was David.
Yeah, he's not allowed to be at the house. There's a no contact order. He's not allowed to be there.
Yes, ma'am. As long as you're not here, it's okay. That's why I was making sure you weren't here.
So he's not supposed to be there right now. There's a no contact order, and there's also in place that he is not allowed back at the property at all because we have a bed and board order. He had one chance to get he had one chance to get his stuff, and that was months ago.
Okay, let me call my sergeant real quick. All right, if you're going to be on the camera, I'll come back and talk to you. Okay.
Yeah, I'll stay on the. Can you please make sure he doesn't go in my house because he hasn't been there for months?
Yes, ma'am. I'll do what I can.
Thank you.
Okay, so a bed and board is where when you're going through a divorce, you get the rights to the property. I don't exactly remember 100%. I read it way back when all this happened back in October. But from my understanding, it's where when you're going through a divorce, you get access to the property where you can live in it, and your spouse that you're divorcing gets an opportunity to come get his things. And if he misses that opportunity, he's not allowed back at the house. It's like a restraining order for the property. So while Jenelle had a restraining order for her where he could not come near her, the bed and board was essentially a restraining order for the property, so he couldn't come there either. And so she told the police that they had a bed and board because the police just thought, regular restraining order, you're not here, it's fine. But then she's like, well, we had a bed and board as well. So he's not supposed to be there because there's a restraining order like with the property, right? Which is why she contacted the police, said, I want to press charges on him. He violated a restraining order, but she had dropped the bed and board in August, 2 months earlier. So she filed for the bed and board in February 2024. 5 months later in August, she dropped it, and this happened in October. So she lied when she said the bed and board was still in effect, which gave him, oh goodness, which means she gave the police false information. Let me text Sean. Oh my goodness. I swear when I try to hurry, I'm going to hit every wrong letter possible. I'm trying to tell my hubby to go record that. So you guys bear with me. Yeah, no, don't ever feel dumb either because I didn't know either. I think I called it a bed and breakfast. Whenever it first came out, like I remember reading it, but I didn't have it up. And I remember like calling it like a bed and breakfast. So do not feel dumb. We learn here. You know what I'm saying? Amy says, I'm kind of a newbie, but I love watching. Oh, thank you, Amy. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you so much. Did you get that? Come on now, son. I'm sorry. I called my husband so he would see the text, and I don't think he did. We're going to have a pot of beans all day for tacos and homemade tortillas. Oh, that sounds good. Did you get my message? Okay. Will you go do it? Thank you so much. Thank you. Love you. Bye. Yes. So me and Grace Report will be live Sunday on her page talking about all the drama surrounding Amber Portwood. So please, you guys, if you don't follow Grace, go hang out with us. Come hang out with us Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be talking about Amber Portwood. Cops are supposed to verify those orders, not just take someone's word for it. All he had to do was look it up. So that's what confused me was this officer clearly did not know about it. So when all this came out, I was like, wow, that officer did not do his due diligence. When David showed up at the police department saying, I want to go and get my things, but there's a protective order, they should have immediately looked up everything to see what orders were in place. And maybe he did, and maybe he saw there was the restraining order, but because Jenelle wasn't there, then it was fine. He could have. I did not think that he did because Jenelle said there was this other order in place. So when it came out, she had this bed and breakfast, bed and board. I was like, wow, that cop didn't check. Like that should have been the first thing that he did. But now we know he could have checked and it wasn't there. Jenelle lied. She had it previously. It was no longer there. So essentially that's why the charges got dropped. Where did my thingy go? So I can finish giving you guys all the info about what went down. It's missing. So that was the article. I mean, that was the video of when he went. All right, let's continue with the information. All right, the judge is dismissing both of Jenelle's restraining order violations that she filed against David Eason, stemming from that visit to the couple's property back in October. Jenelle flew into North Carolina from her home in Las Vegas to attend the hearing today at 9:30 a.m. Less than an hour later, the judge in the case had signed off to dismiss both charges against David. Jenelle was not happy. All right, so the visit was Kinley, a few friends, David. They showed up in October and attempt to retrieve property, including motorbikes, tools, equipment. David, who currently has a protective order against him from Jenelle and is therefore not allowed on the land, was actually escorted by a cop who was told he was there to supervise as David retrieved property from the shed. La-di-da-di-da. Jenelle was alerted via ring camera. We know all this. Jenelle then filed violation charges on David, resulting in him being arrested in November for violating the restraining order and trespassing onto the property. Once the judge saw the paperwork from the night that everything happened and saw that David had actually been authorized by the cops to be on the land and even brought a police officer with him, due to the restraining order, the judge immediately dropped the charges, dismissed the charges. On record, it showed that David made multiple calls to the authorities that night. That was on record. He informed them on a recorded call that there was a restraining order in place, but Jenelle was not home and was living in Nevada. And he asked if he could go to the land to get some of his things. And he asked if an officer could escort him. So that's what happened. So clearly, a judge, they're going to see, listen, he knew about the restraining order, but he called us to see if he could go. Police told him he could. Police escorted. He didn't really do anything wrong. So David was assigned a public defender for this case, as it's a criminal case. Court records do confirm that the case has been dismissed. It says a voluntary dismissal without leave by a district attorney was issued for both charges, meaning that the dismissal should be permanent. However, the DA can technically recharge David within the next 2 years before the statute of limitation expires. That's very unlikely. It rarely ever happens, so I don't look for that to happen. No plea agreement was made. Obviously, it was dismissed. The restraining order that Jenelle has against David appears to still be active. So she still has a restraining order. However, the ankle monitor that David has been required to wear for the last few months will likely be taken off. I mean, she's in North Carolina. I mean, she's not even in North Carolina. She's in Las Vegas. Janelle also hinted on social media in recent months that she had planned to file more charges on David. I don't know what else you can file against him. She talked openly about feeling scared, because, he had a restraining order and he showed up at my property. Like, if he'll do that, what else would he do? She also threatened David's girlfriend, Kinley, saying that if Kinley did not stop talking about her on social media, that she had these charges in her back pocket, which I can tell you that I spoke to a source that told me that Jenelle was told that Jenelle tried to file charges on Kinley, that she tried to do that. that she asked, "Can I file charges on Kinley?" And she was told no. That they were like, "No, Kinley did not have a restraining order, and she was escorted by a cop, so you can't do anything against her." But Jenelle said on social media that she could, and she had it in her back pocket. And if Kinley did not like stop posting about her on social media, then she would file charges, but she couldn't do that. All right, let's see. No additional charges have been filed against David. None have been filed against Kinley. David still has active court cases. So he has the divorce and his custody case with Jenelle. He is also due next month in court for a hearing in his Superior Court criminal case for child abuse and assault by strangulation. And this is stemming from the incident with Jace from back in September 2023. So as soon as whatever happens with that, I'm going to be watching, as soon as something comes out with that, I'll let you guys know what goes down. It's a hearing. I don't know. I feel like he's already had one hearing. So I feel like he's already entered into a plea, I think. But either way, whatever happens, we're going to talk about it right here. So if that's a case you want to keep up with, make sure you are subscribed to the channel because we're definitely going to be talking about that. I did reach out to see if they had a comment. David, Kinley, anybody. And I was told no comment. So there's that. But Jenelle did post on her social media. I actually saw it on Reddit. Let me see. The judge ruled in his favor. We didn't even go in front of a judge. Girl, you should be well versed in the law enough to know that if it's dismissed, a judge signed off on it. You know what they mean, dumpling. All right, so it says Jenelle whips out the semantics responding to the Ashley's article about her recent loss in court. And then the comments ate her up, of course. Oh, right here, somebody posted this too, which I thought was pretty funny. Still paying on his dirt bike. Oh my goodness, this is literally, she posted this today. Jenelle Evans posted this today. Still paying on his dirt bike. I can't sell and it isn't mine. Hashtag never again helping anyone co-sign for any type of loan. But you literally co-sign for August to get a car. What? You co-signed for the dirt bike, got screwed over, got stuck with the dirt bike. And then do I cover your husband? No. I hear he's married to several people. So yeah, she literally should have learned her lesson about the dirt bikes, buying dirt bikes, and then for David and being stuck with them and having to pay those notes. But then she turns right around and co-signs on a car for August, a Range Rover at that. Yeah, I guess she meant after David and August. Like, well, I've been stuck twice now, so I probably shouldn't do it anymore. Do you think he's going to be sitting jail time for the J stuff? I do think he could, yes. And I did say where Mama June is coming back on, and your girl will be watching. I will definitely be watching Mama June for sure. Because I got some inside scoop on some of the stuff that happened, like during filming. And as it happened, like the fact that they filmed Pumpkin telling them, like, oh, me and Josh are getting a divorce, they knew all about that. But they recreate scenes, She's basically a dry drunk. She still hasn't figured out the core issues of her addiction and is just constantly angry. Yeah. So, yes, David could face jail time. All right. So, he has felony assault by strangulation. So, let's see what the possibilities are. In North Carolina, felony assault by strangulation is a Class 8 felony carrying a potential sentence of up to 39 months in jail. And the specific sentence depends on factors like prior criminal record and the severity of the injuries inflicted. So the fact that it was a 15-year-old, the fact that he left visible marks, the fact that Jace plans to testify to say, yes, this happened to me. All those things are, not looking good for him. He also has child abuse misdemeanor charge that coincides with that goes along with that. So those are his two charges for that specific case. Okay. Child abuse charge, any parent of a child less than 16 years of age. Blah, 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 blah. Where is it at? Okay. Misdemeanor child abuse under North Carolina General Statute 14318-2 occurs when a person is a parent of a child less than 16 years of age or is a person providing or to or supervising a child less than 16 years of age. Inflicts physical injury on, allows physical injury to be inflicted upon, or creates or allows to be created a substantial risk of physical injury. By this definition as well, Jenelle technically could be charged. So what is child abuse in North Carolina? Inflicts physical injury on or allows physical injury to be inflicted on, which Jenelle sat there and watched this happen and did nothing. The child was injured by a parent and it wasn't by an accident. Misdemeanor child abuse is a class A1 misdemeanor with a maximum punishment under the law of 150 days incarceration. Wow. And a discretionary fine, not limited by statute. The fact that it's literally 150 days, and it's a misdemeanor. The fact that child abuse is a misdemeanor and it's only punishable by 150 days in jail is kind of ridiculous. That's insane, but Oh, and the judge in the case used to be a prosecutor that worked for, like, his big thing. I don't remember if it's him or her, but I read all about it a couple months ago, or back when all this happened. The judge assigned to the case was a prosecutor that was like an advocate for children of abuse. So was Jace fighting David and David was trying to restrain him? I don't think punching and choking a kid is restraining. David has a lot of height, weight. His strength is. So what happened was Jace got in trouble at school. This is one of the times that he ran away. Jace got in trouble at school because I don't think he got caught smoking weed, but they thought he was smoking weed because he smelled a lot like it, right? But they let him smoke at home. Either way, there was a question if he was smoking weed at school. So they called Jenelle and they're like, you need to come get him. He's in trouble. And Jenelle said his stepdad will come get him. Let him know I'm sending his stepdad. That's when Jace ran away like the first time. And you guys remember everybody blamed David, and David did the lie where he's like, I've been out in the woods looking for him. I was the first to go look for him. Well, that's because Jenelle, when the school called her and said, your son's getting suspended because we think he's smoking weed on campus, you need to come to the school. She was like, I'll send his stepdad. If I got a call from the school that my kid was getting suspended, I'm going. I'm there. You work from home. Go. Either way, Jace disappeared off campus. He ran away from campus. So they looked for him, found him. He ran away a second time. I don't remember exactly what happened, but he was supposed to be grounded, right? He was supposed to be grounded because in like a matter of a month, he had ran away twice. The media found out, the 911 calls that came out. So he was grounded, and it was a lot, very contingent in the house, very hostile in the house. Jenelle was very mad. David was very mad about the situation that they were getting so much negative attention because Jenelle had just got custody back of Jace in March. And here in September, he's running away. and he's getting in trouble at school, and the media is finding out about this. So Janelle's getting a lot of backlash, and David's being accused of, not caring, whatever. So they were very upset. By the second time he ran away, very upset. I think they had like taken his phone. So they leave to go somewhere, and he sneaks out and goes to like a neighbor's house. And they don't have like a neighbor, like they don't have a close neighbor, but they do have a neighbor that's a little bit further down the way. And that's where Jace went. Jace is friends with the kids. I don't know if they have kids or a kid, but there is at least one kid there that's around Jace's age that he went to and told the kid like what was going on. And Jenelle and David got back home. Jace was supposed to be in his room, grounded. They get back home, he's not there, so they go looking for him. They're driving down, their driveway, looking, yelling. They actually pass the neighbor's house, and Jace and the friend see them pass by yelling. So after they pass by, Jace is like, I need to get back home. So Jace goes to leave, and Jenelle and David had turned around and was coming right back and saw Jace there. So they flew up in the driveway. David jumps out, and he's furious. Because I think at this point, a third 911 call had been put in, so they knew that more than likely the media was going to find this out. It had been, because in the 911 call, she said that he snuck out of his window. She was like, I don't know, like he was supposed to be in his room, and I go to check on him, and he's not there. He snuck out of his window. So David jumps out, and I don't know what was said as far as like before a fight happened, but I do know like David put Jace in a headlock and rammed his head into the side of their car, allegedly. Grabbed him and yanked, pulled him to the car and bam, his head into the car, and absolutely put his hands around Jace's neck and was saying, I will rip your effing head off. So that's the story that I've heard. This is allegedly all on Ring camera footage. The Ring camera footage picks up the audio, allegedly. And that's why when David was initially arrested, he was charged with child abuse. But then after it went in front of a grand jury and they heard about everything else, they added the assault by strangulation felony charge after the grand jury heard about everything else. Jace had visible injuries on his neck and his arms, consistent with someone choking him. That did not seem to be something that happened by accident. So Janelle's in the car. Jenelle, Kaiser, and Inslee are in the car watching this take place. So that is the story that I've been told about what took place. So he goes to court next month, and we'll find out what's going to happen with that, and I'll let you guys know. I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. But yeah, Jenelle is apparently very upset that these charges were dropped because, she got on social media kind of bragging about it. The judge was so over him that they made him wear a ankle monitor. And I got this little thing that will tell me if he's within a 3-mile radius of me. Girl, unless you're in North Carolina, he ain't going to be in a 3-mile radius of you. David Eason is not going to Vegas to look for you. He's living the good life right now where he's out with his new bookie, okay? So, yeah. According to the Ashley, they believe the ankle monitor will be removed soon. Has she ever been diagnosed with mental health issues? She seems to. So Barbara did say earlier on that Jenelle had been diagnosed with bipolar, but then Jenelle said that she wasn't. So I don't know. Can we take a minute? Oh, thank you. My daughter actually did that today too. My daughter had a doctor's appointment and I went with her, and she was like, "Oh, your brows look so good today, Mom." And I'm like, "Well, thank you very much." But anyways, you guys, follow me on my other social media platforms. If you don't, I am on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on X, I'm on TikTok. And then also there's a channel, Daily 10 Piece, that someone runs it that I'm very close to. And it is a kind of like an inspirational channel, not inspirational, an encouragement channel where they do videos to encourage you with Bible verses. And it's also, they will do short videos about historical figures and characters from the Bible. So a 4-minute video about Paul, Simon, Peter, Moses. If you don't follow it, please go do me a favor and follow me over on all my platforms and follow that account as well. But yeah, anyways, you guys, 1,400 left to 100K. Can y'all believe that? Can y'all believe that? That like I will be at 100K in no time? Hopefully, no time. Hopefully within the next like 2 months is hopefully, but that's probably not going to happen. It'll probably be like 4 or 5 months. But either way, we'll get there. It's called Daily 10 Piece. I'll show you. Bear with me. And y'all pray for me. I've been having like an earache. So I went to the ER like last weekend because I had to take my dad. And I was like, you know what? While I'm here, I'll just get them to check my ear. And it was infected. And they gave me like amoxicillin. No, yeah, big old antibiotics. So they're like, make sure you finish taking them. Don't take them for a few days and then forget, which is exactly what I did. I took them for a few days. The pain stopped and I forgot. Then the pain started coming back and I was like, oh crap, I have like 4 left. So I started taking them again, but it's here and now I'm going to have to go back to the doctor. It is a YouTube channel as well. So this is the Facebook page, Daily 10 Piece. This account also has a TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and I think that's it. Yeah. So follow the TikTok, follow the Facebook, follow the YouTube, all of them if you want to, or choose whichever avenue you seem to watch the most. If you want to just follow one, just do me a favor and follow if you guys don't mind. This is oh, look at that. Elle Bee, I don't see these that much, you guys, just so you know. If you get recognized as one of my top followers, give me time to see it. So this one is the explanation of the Nephilim. Scary. And then this one is Ranger Rick. Oh, Ragnar. I thought that said Ranger Rick. Ragnar. I definitely need something stronger. 10-piece Bible message. There's hope in Christ. So this is a video that will give you encouragement. Story of Moses. So yeah, if you guys want to go check it out, please do me a favor, go check it out. Make sure you follow me here as well. Earache and tooth. You want to know what's crazy? Because I have an earache, it's making me feel like I have a toothache as well. So when this was happening, like 2 weeks or so ago, was it 2 weeks? I'm like, dude, I got a toothache and an earache. Like, that's crazy. I got a toothache and an earache. When I went to the doctor, he told me that I don't actually have a toothache. It was the ear infection that was making me feel like I had a toothache as well. So that's what's happening to me right now. I have ear pain and it feels like I have a toothache too. So I've literally been taking ibuprofen all day. And I just took it right before I came on and I can still feel the pain. Hopefully it'll ease up. Oh my goodness. Amoxicillin nearly killed me. Never again. Too strong. Wow, really? I am so sorry to hear that. Compliments from our golden babies. They are the best. Yes, they are. So anyways, you guys, leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. With these, like with Jenelle and David, it's like they're both like, two evils. So it's like you don't want to celebrate a win because whatever, But yeah, charges dismissed for the violation of the RO. He will probably lose the ankle monitor soon. And then he has court next month for the situation with Jace. We're going to keep up with all of it. I hope everybody has a great night, Friday night, weekend. We will be back Sunday on Grace Reports channel at 2 p.m. Central Time. So make sure you guys check it out. We're going to be talking about Amber Portwood. If anything big happens, I'll go live and talk to you guys, whatever. But if nothing else happens, we'll be live on Grace Reports channel Sunday. So hit that thumbs up button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And I will see you guys Sunday over on Grace Reports channel. Bye, guys.